Since the last video about all the transfers, a lot has happened. We talked about Aurora and how 2 players and 1 coach left the team. And now we know who's gonna replace them. Aurora's new coach will be Ash. Previously, he was the coach of Gamer Legion, but he stopped there because of a burnout and now he's back at Aurora. And the players who are replacing Major and Soulfly are Jimpad and Kixen. Kixen of course got replaced by Kerrigan. And it looks like, since Falcons won a major, Kixen will be on the bench for a long time, so he found a new team. Jimmy also got benched on Mouse, so he was also desperate to find a new team. And the once fully Turkish team now turns international. At the end of July, they will be at Blast Bounty Season 2, so we will see how they will perform there. Talking about Turkish teams that turn international, we also have Eternal Fire. They signed Bro and Kvem. Bro was placed at the bench at NRG after their exit in stage 1 at the major. So it all makes sense, he's looking for a different team and it's quite an adventure to go to Eternal Fire. And Kvem, his contract at Passion UA is expired, so he was looking for a different team. I'm very curious if this team will work and how they will perform. Heroic also made some big changes. They got themselves a new coach, they benched Xflout and he's going to FUT. And they benched Youngster, who's still looking for a new team. For those 2 players, they got Martinez and Brolin. Martinez left Gentlemates after they announced they want to leave the Counter-Strike scene. And Brolin, of course, got benched at Mouse. These are some big changes for Heroic, and I'm curious how this team will perform at the next tournament. Like I just said, Xflout is joining FUT, and that's because FUT benched Longs. It's still not sure where he is going, but it already looks like he found a new team. Last video we talked about some rumors around Liquid finding a new IGL, but it still isn't confirmed yet. What is confirmed is that Ultimate got benched and they signed Jorko. Jorko is an upcoming player who's also listed in the HLTV prospect ranking, so I'm really curious if he lives up to his standards in this new team. And I'm also curious if they indeed sign a new IGL. BZ Game also got their full roster finally after they signed Mzinho from Mongols. It's a big step for a young player and I'm really curious if this will be the right fit. Mzinho is very talented, but language could be an issue in this team. Last time I saw an interview with him, his English wasn't that good. If he will fit in an international roster where English is the main language they speak, I don't know. Maybe he knows some Russian and he can chat with Electronic, but who knows, we will see in the next tournaments how they will perform and if this will be an issue. After Mzinho left the Mongols, they also benched Cobra Zera and they got in 2 young players named Tikwak or Tikwak or TikTok, I don't fucking know, and Darkmeister. Let's see how the Mongols will perform with them, but at least it's nice to see they stick to Mongolian players and not turn international. Mil09 returns to Metisport. He was on a loan at Alliance where he put a 1.19 rating. Alliance also tried to sign him, but they couldn't reach an agreement. So now he's back at his main team. They say they restructured so he can play the role he fits in. So let's see if he can keep this momentum and keep the same ratings. And either this team will now perform really well, or we will see him in the next offseason at maybe another big team. We also have some transfers from smaller teams. Fnatic have signed Meze from Spirit Academy. NRG signed Helzerk and they bring back George to the main lineup. Legacy have confirmed the signing of Try. And Nism returns to Legacy after spending 3 weeks on the bench. We still haven't seen any transfers from the top 5 teams. Even though Fallen announced he will retire at the end of the year, Apex and Messi announced that probably later this year they will get a child. Do you think any of these big teams will make a transfer, or do you think it will all stay like this until the end of the year? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.